Welcome back to the Iron Lion podcast, everybody. I'm your host, Nate Stewart. Today, we're talking about ChatGPT, the importance of it. If you are just hearing about ChatGPT or AI, artificial intelligence, and you're wondering what is all this? I want to know how to at least use it or be familiar with it. How can it help benefit you or your business or your life in general? This video is going to break down exactly how to do that, how you can learn how to use it easily for so many different things, how it's going to save you a ton of time, and it's all free to use right in the palm of your own hands, right on your phone or at your desktop if you're viewing on a desktop right now. So let me tell you just a brief background about my introduction to ChatGPT and how I started using it for my business, right? So, AI, artificial intelligence, someone's like, just start using it. And that's what I did. So I'd say probably 6 or 7 months ago, I started using it. And it's August 2025 at the time I'm recording this. I can confidently say that in the future, ChatGPT is going to really start making more advances. It already is. And if you're not on board with it as a business owner, or at least familiar with it and using it in the next 3 to 5 years, I would say, you're really going to get stumped. Like the old school methods of doing things as far as how we track leads and put some things together, content creation ideas, agreements, all of that is being taken over by ChatGPT. So I started doing that for my business. I started putting together agreements, just some small stuff, asking it to do that. And that's what ChatGPT does. It can literally do anything you ask it to in seconds. So people are like, well, what's the difference between Google? Google is mostly like a search engine, right? Of course, but it can answer questions, but it can't create things for you as opposed to ChatGPT. ChatGPT can literally create you anything you ask it to, down to the very specific detail. And that's what we're going to talk about. So I started with agreements, hey, ChatGPT, and just put it right in your phone. Again, free to download. I even use it for podcast points. I'm using it right now as far as points for a 10-minute podcast, so I can get everything across that I need to. So I would put my agreement in. You can even copy or paste prior agreements that you have for your business that you're going to send out to someone or a potential client, and ask ChatGPT to refine it so that it looks better, it's more concise, add certain sections, make it so you come across as a professional, right? So another thing that triggered me wanting to do this video was an instance that happened to me at the gym this week. So I'm talking to this guy and he's got this big robotic brace on his entire arm. And I'm like, dude, what'd you do? He tore his bicep unloading a motorcycle from his truck. So he was like, I'm having this problem though. I'm at the gym and I want to do exercises because I can still have movement, but all my doctors are telling me I can't do this. I should do this instead. And I don't want to listen to any of them. And I said, have you heard of ChatGPT? He's like, I'm 68 years old. I don't know artificial intelligence. That's like a foreign language to me. In the back of my head, I'm thinking this should be like a secondary language. You should get familiar with this. So I put it on my phone and I was like, look, all you have to do is put in your information. Tell ChatGPT you're a 68-year-old man. You just torn your bicep and there was something specific. I was like, put the specific injury that you have in there, right? And then ask ChatGPT to give you a 4-week program. He was like, I just want to get better in 4 weeks. I'd be ecstatic with that. I said, ask it to give you a 4-week program that allows you to be physical in the gym, have it give you the specific exercises, how much weight, how often you should do it, and put it in and see what it gives you. Well, at first ask him some questions. If this is post-surgery, if he's seeing a physician, if he's getting physical therapy and that sort of thing. And he answers all the questions, and then ChatGPT spits out a 4-week program for him dedicated to, his age, how his weight, his lifestyle, everything to a T. And to me, this is better information that you could get than going to a doctor, and look, a doctor obviously is going to know better firsthand, but as far as a plan, a subscription, you can ask ChatGPT to do that for you, not just if you're facing an injury, but if you want to achieve certain weight loss goals, if you want to, come up with a plan, ask ChatGPT based on this information, your age, your gender, what you eat, how often you get to your gym, if you have kids, everything. It'll give you a detailed, specific plan to make your life so much better. So there's no more excuses as far as, oh, well, I can't do this or this. This right here will give you the answer based on how much specific information you give it. So How we use it at Iron Lion. I use it every single day for agreements that I send out to clients, as I mentioned, but we also use it for content ideas. So if we are getting ready for a shoot, and let's say it's a client whose industry maybe is a little more complicated and we want to learn more information, I'll ask ChatGPT, hey, give me 30 video topics based on this business that specializes in this. And make sure that the videos have a strong hook at the beginning that will well inform the audience and also have my client come across as the professional and expert in their field. Next thing you know, we have 30 video content ideas like that in a split second. And there's no more excuses for, oh, I don't know what to create or what my audience cares about. Then you can ask it, hey, what would my audience care about for these video topics? Give me some ideas that they would be asking about or they would be concerned about so that they can make a more informed decision to do business with me. You can ask it to do that. It's crazy. Okay, so how else can you use ChatGPT in everyday life, not even if you have a business? One thing I used it for was my own backyard. You can use pictures. So let me give you an example. I just installed a little pond in our backyard, like a little guy. Dug it out, everything, and it needs some landscaping around it. So what I did, I took a picture of it, sent it to ChatGPT, and asked it, hey, can you give me some plants based on where I live here in Medford, New Jersey, that would make this look good and give it a little more color and also attract, some butterflies so that it's more scenic. Next thing you know, it takes that picture and spits out the image of the before, what it would look like, and then the after. And it looks like an actual image with all the plants and everything I asked it. And then you can ask it, okay, tell me about these plants and where I can get them, where I can buy them, where they're available. Okay, so like everyday life, we did this with my mother-in-law's kitchen cabinets. We took a picture of her entire kitchen, sent it to ChatGPT. She's got these nice wooden cabinets, and we were like, show us what these cabinets will look like if they were replaced with a more modern look and bright white. And it takes the exact image and it looks like you can get an idea of planning ahead, specifying measurements, everything down to a T. So what do people get wrong with ChatGPT? I think the first thing they get wrong is that they don't believe in it. They don't use it. They look at this next form of technology as an inconvenience or just another thing to learn. Again, I can confidently say that the majority of people that I talk to and the successful business owners are already utilizing ChatGPT in other areas for full automation. So as soon as a lead comes in, right? If you're running Facebook or Instagram ads like I do, as soon as a lead comes in, bam, they get a follow-up email and text right away from an AI agent that tells them, thank you for following up with us, and you can specify the message that they get. Then if they don't answer, you can automate it to get a message that follows up with them in the next 3 to 5 days, and then another one a week later, and another one 14 days after that. Automatic. And then the only thing you have to worry about is if they book a call and you showing up for that appointment. That's the only thing I track. Unless they don't book a call, I'll contact them directly. But otherwise, I have everything fully automated with my leads. So as soon as a lead comes in, the information gets put, they get a follow-up email, a text on when the meeting is. All I have to do is show up. I'm not tracking people down. I'm not wasting my time doing this, right? So that's AI. That's aside from ChatGPT, but it's all relative. Anything that will make it easier for you. And again, where do I think people get it wrong? I think they look at just new technology and don't see how it's going to benefit them, and they just choose to ignore it. But the ones I talk to are using this in every way to make their lives so much easier so they don't have to be so hands-on with everything. So what would I recommend you do if you're starting out with ChatGPT and you're like, how do I get started? How can I get familiar with it? First of all, download it. It's free on the App Store. ChatGPT, download it. Start telling it some information about who you are. Let it get familiar with you. Tell it about your business, what you plan to use it for, how you need it to make your life better. So it starts getting familiar with you, and then it learns over time about you and the things it asks you. So it's like your personal assistant literally right here that can answer and do anything you want it to. I'm not joking when I say that. You can ask it to do just about anything to help you. Download it, just start using it, get familiar with it, then start applying it. Actually apply it. Use it for something useful in your life or business, something that you're having a problem with. Ask it to help solve it for you. And if you need more specific information from it, tell it that the specific details. Tell it the things it needs to learn so that it can give you the best possible results. Okay, so you can use this even for cooking. You can use it for workouts. You can, again, back to cooking, you can put in a bunch of recipes, be like, hey, I got this laying around. What dishes can I make from this if I want to feed 2 people and 3 of them are gluten-free? Like, you can get that specific and it will answer it for you. You know what I mean? So recipes, workouts, business-wise, personal life, there's so many uses for it. Just start using it and see how it can best help you. And when you start using it, I think you'll realize it can help you in a lot of different areas too. Start using ChatGPT. Like and subscribe if you like this episode, and stay tuned for another episode of the Iron Lion podcast next week. I'm your host, Nate Stewart, and we're out. Thank you, everyone.